Rob, obviously a great performance tonight, a great win for you in a very important spot. Now that you had a little bit of time to reflect and let the adrenaline wear off, just talk about, kind of what the emotion is like right now and how are you feeling?
Yeah, emotions are pretty high. We had a game plan. I have the best coaching staff in the world. I have Fabricio Whittaker, Henry Perez, Alex Prates, Hugo Nunez, Justin Lang, Justin Fitzgerald. With them behind me, how can't I perform well? We lay things out in stages. We have a game plan. He came out hard. Didn't expect him to come out that hard, but stuck to the game plan, weathered the storm, and the rest is history.
Yeah, you mentioned the aggression. I mean, he'd had this string of first-round knockouts, but I don't think anybody expected him to be as much as he was. Were there moments, because it did look like he tagged you a couple times along the way, were there moments that you were hurt or a little bit rocked or even concerned?
It's funny, because I actually remember in the fight, as I was backing away, I was thinking, does he think he's rocked me? Because he's going for a finish, and I wasn't rocked. I was still in it, and yeah, I think it's one of those things, like, you don't know until you're in the fight, and that's it.
Yeah. Coming to this fight, we talked about the fact that, you had those top guys up there in the middleweight division that had been there for a while, and you were kind of right below it. I mean, do you see the right path for you, what should come next to get yourself to the title, knowing those names that are in front of you right now?
I told everyone before, this was almost like a title fight. This guy has title potential. He still does. He's a killer on the mat, and he's a tough dude. He really is. A lot of people are criticizing his game plan of charging forward at me, and yeah, but ask the last four dudes. So, if you can't handle it, if you can't do it, he takes you out of there. But I weathered, and I also hit hard. But as to the question, straight off a bit, yeah, I think I've made the whole middleweight notice me a bit. The whole division, I think they understand that I'm for real and I'm here to stay, and I'm hunting. This is my run.
Rob, where does that win rank in your career?
As high as the last one. The biggest thing for me is just to move forward with my coaching staff and just making progress on my skill sets, making gains, across the board. After every fight, I look reflectively on what I did right and what I did wrong, and I try to improve that. And this is just my path to trying to become the best fighter that I can be.
Obviously, there's a few fights to play out yet, but do you want that chance at Bisping right away? Do you feel you can take it now?
100%, and I thought I could take it last year as well. That's a fight I would like to have, because it's due. We were set to fight. I got G'd and pumped to fight him, and then things happen, and they do. But he's not going to duck me forever. He's not ducking me. He's not going to miss me forever, I guess. And it is what it is. I'll fight whoever they put in front of me, but like I said, this is my run, and I'm going forward, going up.
Rob, congrats on the win. You could say Christmas came early tonight after that performance.
Was that?
Christmas came early after that performance tonight. Did you receive Fight of the Night for that performance?
I believe I did.
Congrats, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And saying that, we're talking about that walk forward style. As he was walking forward, you gave him one shot that pretty much stopped the rails on him. As a fighter, your power. Was that, how much percent of that power had you hit him with, and did you think he should have dropped, or did you know that you had to go in for the kill once he was still on the back foot?
I know I hit hard. Everyone I train with knows I hit hard. And it's just everyone else that thinks I don't. When I landed that shot, I could see it in his eyes. This fight was done. I can sense it. I can smell the blood in the air, I guess. And I went for the kill.
And saying that, you're now pretty much near the top 5 or within the top 5 UFC fighters. Is there anyone on that list that you would like to fight, or pretty much whoever they put in front of you would fight, whether it be Michael Bisping, Luke Rockhold, Jacare, Chris Weidman? You'd say yes to all of them?
100%. I'm here to fight first and foremost. I just want to move up. I want to go forward. I want to go up. And like I said before, this is my run, and I want to continue it. I want to take these hard fights that'll mold me into a better fighter. Regardless of the outcome. And I want to take these hard fights. I want to fight these top 5 dudes, and eventually for the belt.
Any word on the sort of timeline for when you'd be looking for a shot at the title, and how long do you sort of need to recover from a fight like that?
First and foremost, my health, is the highest priority. I've got to look at, injuries are sustained or been putting up with across the camp. But my wife's due in about 3 weeks, so I'm making a bit of time for that. Kids come first, family comes first, honestly. And but my aim is to be 24/7 ready. So if I'm healthy and I'm ready, I'll fight anywhere, anytime.
You mentioned the body and the injuries. I got to ask you, were you going into this fight with any significant injuries? What injuries are you mentioning? What injuries are you talking about?
No injuries, like serious ones. I think every fighter goes through a camp and there's some niggling injury here or some niggling thing there, and you just kind of put up with it until you fight, But the fight's over now. I can put my feet up a bit, just relax a little bit. Like you said, Christmas is coming, and it's just a bit of time to relax and take some R&R.
Online, through Twitter, social media, a lot of people are talking about a potential Robert Whittaker Gegard Mousasi fight. Obviously, Mousasi's coming off a win over Uriah Hall. What are your thoughts on the idea of that matchup and what Mousasi has been able to do in his last few fights?
He's a top athlete. He's a top fighter, and he's a cool dude. If that's a fight the UFC wants, that's what they'll get, I guess. I'm always keen for fights, and but he's a top dude. He's been in top form, prime form, and he's got some serious skill sets. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm here to fight first and foremost, and I look forward to every fight the UFC puts me up.
Rob, you've spoken about it in the past, how you never really seriously considered pursuing a career in fighting or MMA until you won The Ultimate Fighter. Do you ever look back on that moment and sort of look at where you are now? Premier fighter, beating a top-ranked guy, knocking on the door of a title shot, and sort of how crazy that situation is and how close you may have come to not actually being here and pursuing that.
Laying brick isn't that bad. But
is it as fun as this, though?
This takes it a little bit. But yeah, sometimes I have to look at it, and I honestly don't think I'm that good. So I wonder, why the hell am I up there? Somehow I'm fumbling through these fights. But no, I really do have the best coaching staff in Australia, and we test the world as well. I have some great dudes that surround me. I'm constantly supported by my sponsors. I'm going to shout out Kaplan Homes, Muscle Meals Direct, Rivalus, and Reebok. Without them, I feel I'm lining my pockets a little bit. I can't focus on what I need to get done. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey, and it's just getting started, honestly. I don't think I've hit my prime or anywhere near it, and I look forward to the leaps and gains that I'm continuously making.
Also, you don't have 14,000 people cheering you when you're laying brick. As far as your next fight, whenever that may be, you say you want to be 24/7 ready. Have you sort of thought about whether you'd want that to be, say, potentially main eventing in Australia or maybe a big card in the States? Because a lot of people are saying with you, the skills aren't really a question, but as far as being a star, the key might be to get more bigger fights outside of Australia in the States potentially.
100%. I always look to headline an Australian card if that's a possibility. This is why I do the sport, to be able to fight in front of my friends and family in my home country. That to me is the highest honour that I can receive. But I'm definitely looking to fight outside of Australia. I've been really interested in fighting in Asia and in the Asian parts. I think that'll be amazing to fight up there. It's a bit closer to home as well, same sort of area, and not as far as the States. But I always look to fly out as well. I'm looking for good venues and good fights.